right, you ready?
Yeah.
You as awake as you gonna be?
Mm-hmm.
It was her idea, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead.
Good morning.
We'll have a coffee chat with y'all this morning. It's been a little while.
Is it really coffee?
Yeah, I was about to say, but maybe we ought to call it a tea chat, because what have we done?
Tea time.
Tea time.
We have cut out coffee.
Yeah. It's hard.
I know. I miss the taste of coffee first thing in the morning. It's definitely been an adjustment. And when we've been out, I've been wanting a coffee.
Yeah, coffee wasn't really waking me up anymore, but I'm so used to that flavor in the morning.
Taste.
Yeah, it's rough. But we're just trying a little something different. So we're trying some tea in the morning and see how that makes us feel. So we'll let you know. So far, it's not as good as coffee.
It's just water.
I don't know. That green tea I made this morning is awful dark, so it might be too strong. We'll see.
How about orange or a tangerine? Something that's supposed to be for energy and focus. And I need that in the morning.
I need it all day, not even.
It does, but it's the one that I found that I'm not a tea drinker at all, unless it's like Southern sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been kind of hard for me to find a tea that I like, but with enough honey.
With enough honey, that is the one thing we still add to it. And I want to take just a quick second to talk about these ladies. I don't even know who they are, but the jar says Matt Stewart on it, and it says Magnesia Springs, Brookville, Indiana. So when we went on our Metamora Days adventure, there were some young girls out there selling honey, and as you know, I just love honey from everywhere. Well, this particular honey is probably some of the best honey I've had in a long time.
It's really good.
It is. It's awesome.
Really, really good. I could probably eat it out of the jar.
Yeah. So we just take that honey, and I always add it a little bit to my coffee. Now we're adding a little bit to our tea. That is our sweetener. But I'll say this, I'm still getting sinus issues, but I'm not getting near as many sinus issues as I was before I started doing it. And it took about 8 months or so before I noticed that, okay, the daily honey is helping. So there's truth to that. It does help you with the sinuses and the allergies, but it's a long period of your body building up those immunities that you're getting from the bees, from the honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Momma Dreams, you said you want to talk to them about something special today. Today is a very special day for our family, y'all.
Today is our 8-year anniversary that we have been in Indiana.
At this house.
This house. I've never lived at another house.
Well, I was in Indiana prior to her. I had to come ahead, took a job, and had to rent a room from some people while we were finding a house. And at the time, there weren't many houses on the market at all that weren't in a subdivision that were going to go VA loan within our budget. So our choices were really, really limited, and we ended up finally just deciding to get this house on the 1 acre and doing the best we can homesteading on an acre until we got the raw land.
So today marks 8 years, and we have him and the kids have a somewhat tradition.
Why do you say somewhat? It's happened every year.
Part of it has, and part of it hasn't, because when we have dogs up front, no one's rolling down the hill, our front yard hill anymore.
Yeah.
The girls have one got too big, too cool for it, but the dogs are up there. No one wants to.
They did it one year in the rain, though. I was
catch
shocked.
A surprise.
Right.
But we have chili.
Yep.
We had nothing in the house. I had brought the girls up to drop off a load of furniture, but there was absolutely nothing in this house. It was just Chase and the girls, and he had a pot of chili ready for us when we got here.
Yep. My grandpa's chili recipe. And so every year they've requested that on this day I make chili. And some years when they're feeling froggy, they'll still roll down the hill. But as she said, they're all getting older and too cool for that. It was just something, they were bored out of their gourd. You know, the kids were in a house with nothing, you know.
It's a pretty big, it's a pretty Big hill, though.
Yeah, so I said, hey, why don't you guys go outside and roll down the hill like me and my cousins used to do? And
There
they
went.
did. Yeah. So that's our anniversary at this house. 8 years. It's hard to believe it's already been 8 years. Time just flies by. It's crazy.
And that's the only Halloween I've ever missed.
Yeah.
Of the girls, because I had to go back to South Carolina.
Yeah,
to
that's
finish up.
That's when I took the kids to the little town of Pekin for Halloween, and we met the famous Darlene, Queen of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you guys her Halloween decorations at some point this week, I'm sure. She goes above and beyond. It's awesome.
Her favorite holiday.
It is her favorite holiday, yes indeed.
Who else did they meet there, though, at Darlene?
Oh, yeah. So, I can't really say who he is because it would spoil it for the next generations of young people, but Darlene is a huge Michael Myers fan, so Michael Myers always shows up at her Halloween candy giving out ceremony.
Mm-hmm. He's already here in Pekin. He's just waiting.
She's so creative. She posted a picture of Michael Myers walking through the woods, said he's been spotted heading to Pekin.
It's on the way.
She loves it. She gets into it, and her helper, I'm not going to give away who it is, has been a good sport and has always been right there with her doing it.
Yeah. So the girls had a blast trick or treating with their dad that year.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Jenna got scared. It was hilarious.
Jenna gets scared easy anyway.
But that was just funny because I knew, and I somehow didn't know and walked right up, and Michael Myers grabbed her.
Oblivious child.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our big. Not much else has been going on. We got a sickness coming through.
Yeah, yay. Nothing like getting sick the week before you host the Homesteaders Hoedown. Nothing like getting sick before that.
Are you going to be able to say that without getting tongue-tied?
It tongue-ties me every time. The Homesteaders Hoedown. I don't know why that tongue-ties me.
I don't know why either,
Me either.
but it does.
Maybe it's because I'm not used to saying hoedown. I don't know.
Maybe.
I guess. I don't know. But nothing like getting sick the week before hosting the Homesteaders Hoedown. We're not running fevers or anything like that, so we're not worried about being contagious, but who knows?
We're just under the weather.
It's just the time of year. There's probably something blooming that's kicking our butt. Who knows? We got one fruit tree out front that's confused, and it's all flowered out. I'm like, dude, we've done had 2 frosts. What are you doing?
She does. She has some flowers on her, and I'm like, I don't really understand. Your leaves are falling off, but you're bloomed out.
Yeah.
She's backwards.
Right. So we got part of this room done. Genesis and Lane hung the TV mount for us. They did a great job, but they didn't realize that the mount was on the bottom of the TV and not the top, so the TV's a little bit high. We'll be adjusting that. Mm-hmm. We got some finishing touches to do in here, but then we've got from this side of the window on still to do.
All that over there. That's okay, because we are finally able to utilize this room in the way that I wanted it to. It's a living room.
Yeah.
My kids are already junking it up.
They are, quickly.
Like, they just moved right in.
Now, Genesis has taken over this room as her own room. That's why there's a mouse cage in here now and all kinds of snack bottles and stuff left that we'll make her clean up before she goes to school.
Yeah, her room is in the very back of the house. So it's the coldest room.
It is.
So she's decided that she's going to sleep in here because the wood stove's in here. Which is fine, as long as she doesn't leave her mess.
Right.
But,
teenagers.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the Homesteaders Hoedown.
Yeah, you can't say it.
Homesteaders Hoedown.
Oh, how many times is they gonna tongue tie you?
You've said it a lot more than me, but we're super excited about that. We are kind of ready.
Yeah. Sophie, guys. So if you see my daughter Sophie at the event, say hi to her. She told us she loves these events because everyone's always so nice and says hi to her, and she feels special. So say hi to her. That's awesome. She's always looking forward to playing with the different kids that come out too, and it's always funny to watch. The first few hours, the kids are in their own cliques with whoever they came with, and they're kind of like watching each other and quiet and don't talk. And after they start talking, once the ice is broke, they're just best buddies, and they're just running around and having a blast the rest of the day. It happens like that every single event. It's funny to watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're excited though.
It's always a good time.
It's gonna be a great day. The weather, it'll be warmer by the afternoon. It's gonna be chilly in the morning.
It's gonna be chilly, so dress accordingly if you're coming. Yeah, definitely bring you a coat that you can take off.
Make sure you have a little coat for the first part of the day, and then it'll warm up. Other than that, it's gonna be sunny, so the weather's supposed to be nice. I'm supposed to get that rain Thursday, so it might be a little damp outside, but lots to learn, and just gonna have a good time.
It's always a good time, and there's gonna be lots of cool vendors, so get you some early Christmas shopping knocked out. That's what I would do. Me personally, I like giving people handmade and personal gifts. So last year I gave a bunch of my buddies turkey calls, box calls that Bud Van down in Alabama makes. And I just thought that was a really cool gift to give fellas, something that was handmade by another buddy.
Yeah. So, we've got a lot going on.
We do. We got to try to finish this room, but we ran out of barnwood, so that's a hindrance. For right now, I think I'll just get the OSB put up on all of that. And then I'll get some metal back behind the chimney part of the fireplace and stone some stuff. And then just be on the lookout for a barn to tear down so I can finish the room. Kind of bittersweet to get this much done and then be at a standstill again. It's like, man, we were cooking with hot oil and now we're out of barnwood.
I didn't think we had enough, but...
I did, but I don't know. Like Dylan said, some barnwood was grabbed for projects, and I didn't realize that people were grabbing the barnwood instead of the sawmill wood. Yeah. So it happens that way, I guess. But piglets are doing awesome. The young lady that had jumped on the 2 females from our current litter, ultimately had to back out of getting those 2 females, so they are going to be looking for a pasture. So we've got those 2 females and 1 male left that'll be looking for homes. They're all double wattled. Or no, one of the females is not. All of the litter but 1 female is double wattled. They're all going to be registered. They're all going to be DNA profiled through AKKPS. So they'll be looking for new homes in about 4 weeks. They'll be excited to come be your little cutie on your farm. Yeah. Momma Dreams has tried her hand at doing a few new things that she's not done, and I was super proud of her. I was just kind of shocked that she did it on a night that we're all feeling sickly and tired, and she stayed up late doing it all. But tell them what all you put in that honey balm to try to heal Sophie a little bit there. That was awesome.
It's gross. I took a little taste of it, but it was just grated ginger, turmeric, however you say it, turmeric, I think. And then it's got some cayenne in it. It's got some black pepper in it, cinnamon, and honey.
Sounds good to me.
And you drink it with water, or
there you go.
Be brave and take a teaspoon of it. I don't know. Just been trying different stuff besides fire cider and things that I've seen.
What else did you make that night, though? You made all kinds of pumpkin stuff.
I just got on a baking kick the other night. I made this pumpkin type cake. It has pecans in it, but it was supposed to kind of be like a pecan pumpkin cobbler type thing, but it turned out more cakey than anything.
The top layer was like cake and the bottom layer was more gooey like a cobbler.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was.
People keep digging in it.
I told her I was glad she doesn't do that all the time. I'd be bigger than I am. Good gravy.
And then I just made some pumpkin oatmeal cookies with some cinnamon cream cheese frosting.
Yeah, she was like, those are healthy for you. I was like, no, the heck they ain't. She was like, well, why? I was like, they got sugar in them.
I was just trying to justify eating them.
But they were really good, though.
They're healthy. They're oatmeal and pumpkin. But, no, so I did those. They've been sitting in my save file. I got a lot of recipes saved that I don't ever get to, so I was trying to make some new things. I also made a taco, what is it, pull-apart taco, with the flatbread.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. You should have like showed people a picture of that thing. It turned out really awesome. It was almost like she made like pinwheels out of tacos and put them in some kind of cake baking
in the spring
thing.
cake pan.
Yeah, and baked it in the oven. It was awesome.
a little time consuming to get it going, but actually it was a really big hit. It was easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the kids tore it up.
Take the outer layer of the spring pan off and let them pull it.
Yep.
Eat what you want. It's filling too.
Mm-hmm. She's been trying new things, y'all. That's pretty cool.
Dinners get old when you eat those same things.
Oh yeah, the kids are like, let me guess. A meat, a vegetable, and rice. Well, hey, it's healthy for you.
It's healthy, it's quick.
And by rice, I don't mean the little short, bleached white rice. We actually use like wild rice grains and stuff like that, and black rice. But, man, babe. Y'all, we went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. That is unheard of for us. We were just feeling that down. So say a little prayer for us, if you will, so we can get our energy back and rebound before hosting that event this weekend, because that event's going to be huge. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That it is. We hope to see you guys out there. Invite your friends.
Yeah.
Bring new people out.
Yeah. Brett Clark came down yesterday and delivered the toys he collected at his swap. So any of his swappers that watch this, thank y'all so much for donating to that. He brought down about a quarter of a livestock trailer, y'all. So it was a good bit of donations. We appreciate that. We're looking forward to taking that stuff out to Weaverville, North Carolina on the 9th. It's going to be a lot of fun just going out there. We love seeing the mountains anyhow. We get to go through one of our favorite parts of Tennessee. We're going to go through Cosby, Tennessee on the way out there. It's going to be awesome. If the apple orchard didn't get ruined by the hurricane, we'll probably stop by and get our annual bushel of apples.
Whoa.
We don't know. We haven't been able to go yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, they've got a lot of what you can't go to blocked off, for sure. Or that's hard to get to. They've done a really good job, because I was able to go to my mom's and my sister's.
All the way down.
I went 2 different ways.
Yeah.
And I went all the way to South Carolina, no problem. And I went, I thought that the old way where we used to meet Chase's youngest kid's mom was completely off limits. So I was trying to come up with another way, but the detours they've got up actually work a lot better than what the regular traffic through Asheville was.
Imagine that.
So, yeah, I wasn't able to see as much, because I think that's more like, way out there of what got damaged. But we're excited about taking these toys and gifts to this area.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Hayden's Insurance Solutions in Salem, Indiana. I reached out to Ron. Ron has always been a friend and supporter of our homesteading events, and Ron let us borrow his UTV for the summer event, because we knew we were going to be on that big campground and having to haul stuff all around. He let us borrow that, and then I told him, I said, hey Ron, I said, we're doing this toy drive. Last year we gave it to Pact here in Salem and to Potters in Bowling Green. This year we're taking stuff out to the kids that were impacted by Hurricane Helene. I said, and it's been so successful that we're probably going to need a U-Haul, and good gravy, we were not expecting that expensive renting a U-Haul. Would you be willing to sponsor part of that U-Haul rental? He was like, yeah, come on by. So this afternoon I'm going to swing by the office and talk to Ron and get his sponsorship towards that, and we appreciate that. Y'all, it's hard to find not only an insurance company that's not going to break the bank, but one that's small enough that they're actually going to care about you and the community. And Ron has been that guy for us. He saved us money when we switched to him after the fire. A lot of money. Our last insurance agent was like, oh, there's nothing I can do. It's going to go sky high. And we were like, let's see what Ron can find, because he had already been sponsoring events for us. And not only did he save us money, but then when we recommended him to a few friends, he saved them money.
Yeah.
So I don't get paid by Ron. I'm just telling you this stuff because I want to help you out. It helped us out. So it's never a bad idea to shop your insurance around. That's all I'm saying. And pay attention to those insurance policies, because we got shafted hard from that fire. We had no clue how undervalued they had our outbuildings and detached garage.
Yep.
Yeah, it really got us bad. But we're recovering.
We're doing good.
Maybe it's stubbornness. I don't know, but we're not going to stay down long.
No.
Mama, what did we find out yesterday or Sunday? I think it was. Sunday, we've got to do over at the property.
Take a nap?
No, the fencing, babe.
Oh, good gravy.
She said take a nap. We just woke up. She's already want to take a nap, y'all.
I'm ready to go back to bed already. Like, I feel poopy.
So part of our property is a pretty serious ravine. I've never really built fence down ravines or anything like that. And it's very, very grown up. Like, the undergrowth is crazy. It's going to be super hard for me to shoot a straight line from property marker to property marker. So it's going to be a slow process because the last thing I want to do is cut anything into the neighbor's property. But it also, at the same time, when we thought, man, we're already like using a good bit of this property we bought for livestock and gardens and all that. To me, I was like, holy smokes, we got a lot we still haven't even tapped into. So once we get that fence line ran, I'm going to do the same thing we did on the other side, and hopefully we'll get the fence line ran sometime by mid-January, hopefully. It's the holiday season. Things are going to be hectic. We'll see. It's
we're
a lot
basketball season. No, we're not.
It's a lot easier to clear, though, in the winter when things are died back.
It is.
So hopefully by sometime mid-January, because I'd love to fence that area in and put our goats in that area so that they can do what they did for us on the other end and start clearing all that undergrowth stuff out. They really do open it up and make it easier for us to come in there with a chainsaw and cut the little bitty trees. We cut anything out that's less than 6 inches in diameter to open it up and let the bigger trees flourish, and also so that we can run livestock in there and have kind of like a symbiotic relationship between the livestock feeding off the forest, but also keeping the forest pruned and cleaned up.
Yeah. It needs cleaning up. But we also have land that we don't touch or haven't even ventured into on the back side.
It's not a lot. It's another ravine.
It is another ravine, but it's still usable.
Yeah, it is. And we plan to, and we need to before the surveyor's markers grow legs. Y'all know that kind of happens sometimes. Or just over time they break down because they used wood markers. Yeah. Or, like she said, you can't find them because stuff grows up around them too much. So we do need to get that fence line ran too. Yo, fencing is so expensive, though. Gracious.
We still have a lot to fence.
We're talking about having to do a little bit each pay period because that's just how expensive fencing has gotten. But it was pretty exciting to me. I mean, it's going to put a lot of work on our shoulders for sure. But it was still exciting to me to realize that we have that much more untapped land that we're not using. So I'm excited about that. We'll run the goats in there initially, and then we run the hogs in there, and then we'll just keep rotating until they clear it out, or we'll run them together at the same time. But we're really becoming of the opinion that we want to separate the breeds, just because it's a pain in the butt. Yeah.
Feed-wise, feed for animals is like crack.
It is like crack.
It's insane. Like,
they hear you pull up, and they're like, "Oh, it's feed time!" Start hollering at them.
And give you no space.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
We, need to get them out of the area that they're in now because it's really hard to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other areas that they can help clean up. But I do want to separate them. I want to separate our animals.
Yeah.
And, they can get out when we let them out altogether because that's not a problem. Them grazing out and the big
no,
one,
yeah, they
and
all
then they go back up to their one pen.
Perspective pens, yeah.
And when we're working, they need to be in their pen and out of the way.
Yeah.
Because the goats love Chase's tractor. Absolutely love it. I'm not sure why they love it so much, but
it's the orange. It excites them.
I guess because they are
is.
up there, jump on it every chance they get.
As soon as they see that tractor coming, they're like, "Ooh!"
You get off, and they're like, "Can we drive?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're always pressing the buttons and turning the flashers on. So they need to be up.
Yeah. And then just one other thing, y'all, before we wrap this up, I want to tell you, my friend Amber up in Tipton, Indiana, is trying to host a winter event. She's trying to pin it down to February 1st. She is checking with the fairgrounds up there and a couple other building possibilities to rent. But as more information develops, we will definitely let you guys know about that. Amber and her husband Chris and her whole family, her Aunt Nay, her mom, all of them have been huge helpers with all the events. And we're so thankful to have made friends with them. They came to one of our very first informal meet and greets, and we've just been buddies since. Amber is actually going with us to deliver the toys, and Denisha from Grizzly Ridge Homestead is going to go out with us now too. So that's pretty exciting. You know, many hands make the work light. So just stay tuned. As more information develops on Amber's event, we'll be sharing that as well, and we plan to go to that. She's actually being very considerate of us and hosting it on a weekend that Sophie won't have a basketball tournament.
Yeah.
And I mean, Amber played basketball, so she knows all about, you know, the crazy basketball life. So she asked us, she was like, "You guys got basketball this weekend or this weekend?" And we were like, "Oh, we got it this one and that one, but not this middle weekend."
Basketball tournaments.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool of her.
I will never forget our first homestead meet and greet.
What is that?
It was cold.
It was blustery
windy,
and cold.
and so many. I was so shocked by the amount of people that showed up to that very first one that we had at the park.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "There's no way people are coming out."
Yeah, we both thought the weather was just horrible.
The wind is insane. It's gonna rain on us. And the people that we've been friends with and have tagged along.
Yeah.
You know.
It's awesome.
And this crazy journey has been awesome. It's been great.
Yeah. Just one other quick thing. So our Amish buddies, I went around this past weekend and talking to them about the event. And unfortunately, some of them already had plans for the event weekend because I was inviting them out. And I was like, man, I should have thought of this sooner. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't talk to you sooner and let you know. But one of them, I told him, you know, because he's going this weekend to do a barn raising. And I said, oh, yeah, we're going to do one of those in the spring. We were trying to do one November 9th, but vehicle repairs, blah, blah, blah. So we got to wait and do it in the spring. Y'all, you wouldn't believe how big he smiled. He was like, so you have a community like that does that too? And I was like, we're trying to. We're absolutely trying to. He was like, doesn't that make everything better? I was like, yes, sir, it does. So I think that's really neat. So you guys just stay tuned. Once we get the money and we can have the materials ready, we don't want to plan another one until we get the materials just because we don't want to have to cancel on y'all again. But once we get that, we are going to do a barn raising community day at the property. So you guys just be ready and be on the lookout for information on that. That's all it was. I thought it was neat that he was tickled that us English also are trying to do things like they do in community projects. My buddy Tad, he's doing the community hoop house project down, I think it's November 26th. Tad, if you watch this, correct me, but I believe it's November 26th. Unfortunately, I can't go because it's in the middle of the week during my work week. I work Monday through Friday, so I can't go. And I also had to take leave off because I was getting my youngest kids for their visit with me. But that's down in Corydon, Indiana, Gypsy Rain Organics. So if you want to learn how to put together a hoop house, Tad's an awesome guy. So that's another thing to check, to just keep an eye out for. He's already started posting about it, but I believe it's November 26th. If not, I'll find out and I'll put in the comment section if you're interested in that. But that's Tad Streepy at Gypsy Rain Organics. So we're all trying to do community days with y'all is the point. And I hope that encourages other people to not be bashful about it.
If you need something, put it out there.
Right.
There are so many people in this community that will help because honestly, the type of life we live, we need it sometimes. Like, we need more than just the little hands you got to get a big project done that you really need done at your homestead that will make a huge difference.
Right, yeah.
For your homestead.
Like a barn, if it was just our family building this barn, that'd probably be a couple months of weekends as we could get it in, you know? and that's just the reality of life, you know, especially if you work full-time and you homestead and your kids do sports. We get it. So those community days are going to be a huge help to us as well. So you don't be bashful to try to put one of those together. And people really are looking for that opportunity. We had people reach out that were like, I've never done anything like this. I'll lend a hand however I can. And then we've had people reach out that were like, I've been building my whole life. I'll be there. It's like, heck yeah, it's awesome. So don't be bashful about doing that. Anyhow, we've rambled long enough this morning, y'all.
I gotta get to work.
We do. As always, till next time.
Keep dreaming.